lásky a českého baseballu. V dnešním podcastu se budeme bavit s Ondrou Blažkou, zadním polařem Kotlarky Praha. Čau Ondro.
Ciao, ciao.
And we're gonna talk with Scotty, the manager of the team. Hi Scotty.
G'day, mate.
So the first one would be, how would you rate the last season? Start with you.
Last year we had high expectations, but unfortunately we had not the most desired outcome. With the team we had, I firmly believe that we should have been able to win the championship and really bring another championship back to Kotlarka, but you know, as everyone knows, baseball is a funny game and sometimes not the best team on paper wins.
Yeah. Ondra.
Yeah, I agree with almost everything Scotty said. We had a really good team, but I don't think it's a bad outcome. We came up third, which is at least a progress from the previous seasons, so it wasn't like disaster. We just didn't put the last things in the semifinals.
Do you guys think that was a point, like a breaking point, where if we would have done that better, we would probably advance in the championship series or throughout the season?
I don't think so. I think it was a accumulation of little things that we as a team didn't do.
Can we name them?
Well, for starters, what we were known for was our hitting, and once we got to the semi-finals, our bats as a team did start to cool down, and we weren't producing the same amount of hits and runs that we were throughout the normal regular season. And then we had a lot of issues with our bullpen, just inconsistent guys coming out of the pen and being able to throw strikes from the start.
Yeah, and plus we had a lot of injuries this year. You know what I'm talking about right now?
Basically the whole season.
Huh?
Basically the whole season was.
How was that for
injuries.
you?
Yeah, it was
Not being able to play.
pretty frustrating, but like what can we do? It was the first 2 weeks. I think I was okay, even though I had like a little bit pull my quad, I think, but then I pulled my hamstring. That was a major setback, and like I think it was the second game when I played after the hamstring injury. I injured my knee, so it was really frustrating season for me.
Yeah, but as of now, you're healthy, you're good to go, whatever the situation allows.
Yeah, as of now, I'm healthy, but because of all the setbacks, I don't think I'm in good shape for a season now. But we still have 3 months to go, so
very good. So let's move on to the next one, which is what was the difference between 2015 championship team and the 2020s? Scotty, I know you wasn't there with Kotlarka by the time, 2015, but you watched the games. Can you, from outside view?
Probably the biggest difference is from 2015 to our team last year was just the experience that the players had. This year we had a lot more younger guys that didn't have a whole lot of extra league experience, whereas from what I saw in 2015 when Kotlarka won, the guys you had a lot more experience either in college baseball or professional baseball of some kind, and the age was a little bit higher than the average age was a little bit higher than what it is for our team last year.
yeah, I actually think the 2015 and the 2020 was more similar than, for example, 2019, because in 2015 we had like a lot of hunger for winning, and after like it started in 2017 we kind of lost that drive, but I think in 2020 we had it all back again. We were working as a group, as a team, so I think that's actually similar, just the roster is completely different. Basically we had just a couple of guys who were there. We had great bullpen and great hitting in 2015, and as Scotty said, like a lot of experience with playoff games basically, because we played the finals the years before that, and the team was just every season more experience and more hungry for the championship.
Do you think that part of that might have been the absence of the foreign players, the imports? Because we had like back in 2015, we had Mitch Nelson, which was now standing here. He helped us a lot. Do you think that might have been the thing as well, or did we actually, or was it better for us not to have the foreign players this year, since we have a big set of Czech guys, good ones?
I think definitely having imports obviously improves your team. It improves the experience, especially when you have guys who are the caliber of Mitch Nilsson, an all-star in Czech, a Team Australia player, ex-affiliated with the Indians. A guy like that is going to be a huge impact on your roster, and then without having imports, then it obviously forces the team to start using younger guys with less experience, which then again draws away from the impactness that you have potentially in your lineup.
Yeah, and what about the young guys this year's?
The young guys,
are you satisfied with what they did, or?
Yeah, the young guys did a great job. Some of them had very limited game time and playing time and innings pitched. Some had more than others, but as a whole, they performed quite well, and I was quite happy with how they all did perform and how they were able to handle the situation of playing extra league baseball.
Do you expect anyone from the U18s, U21s to get to the actual league soon? Like SMU, I'm talking about, for example, Ben Morgan right now.
At the moment, the only person from U18s I would say is probably Ben Morgan. He'd probably be the first person I would look
Top
at.
prospect.
Yeah, I'd definitely say so.
Yeah, he had a great season last year. You've seen him play in U21s, U18s. You were with the team for the biggest tournament for them. So yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah, he's a nice kid, nice young kid.
Working hard,
extremely talented, and he's surrounded himself with some good coaching with Jakub Slavik and his crew in the U18 squad this year.
Yeah, Sarah, you good?
Yeah, well, what was the question?
We were talking about the young talents and about how the young
and
guys
the
perform.
Yeah, and the foreigners. I think not having the foreigners last year was actually better for us than maybe for the other teams, because as Scotty said, we had some great young guys coming up, and also we are not known for having all the best foreign players. So it's actually good for us to not have the foreign players. Like, it makes our team better on the market. But I think the foreign players still needs to be here, because the third pitcher of the game this year was, I don't want to trash anyone, but it just wasn't extra caliber. So we need the foreign pitchers to be here.
So that's good to hopefully see them back for the 2021 season.
Yeah, I would.
We'll see.
Yeah, I would like to have them more restricted, so have a roster limit. And
as of now, it's actually they changed it. I think this year that is gonna be only 2 players on the field at the same time. Like only 2 foreigners can play.
And on the roster, it's unlimited.
It's 4. It used to be 6. It's 4 right now. So
I think that's pretty good.
Going.
I think that's much better.
Yeah. Well, with the 2021 season, do you think if we play the COVID situation, where do you see us? What do you expect?
Again, our lineup and our roster hasn't
Hopefully
changed.
see that. Will we see that in the 2021?
I hope so. That's the goal every year. But yeah, our roster hasn't changed a whole lot. from last year to this year. There are a couple of changes, a couple of guys who have left, gone back to their home clubs.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit more. So we know, or we can say that Matěj is gone back to Hluboká, Vojta is gone to... Is that a loss? Or...
Yes, definitely. Matěj was an extreme surprise last year with his performance. He was a high outstanding performer on the field, and from spring training I knew that he had some talent. It was just hard to kind of foresee how that talent would translate in extra league baseball, and he showed that when he got the opportunity he took it and ran with it, and he played phenomenally.
It'd be good that to happen with everyone.
Definitely. And Vojta again, he's a couple of years older than Matěj, and he had a later start for us in regards to playing time, but when he did get it,
But he got the shot when Dan Parishak left
yeah,
for the US.
Exactly, and he was able to take on that number 3 pitching role and really embrace it and pitched well with what he had.
Yeah, I think he surprised everybody,
Definitely.
even with the numbers.
Yeah.
They're not bad at all.
I feel like he's pitching stress-free. You can put him in there and he doesn't stress about the situation. Like,
Yeah, he
that was
got,
his first year, and I think both of them were sensational.
he goes with the rule was the best pitch in baseball. It's a strike.
Strike one.
Alright, so let's now talk not just about Kotlarka, or maybe one more about Kotlarka, foreign players for the next year. Can you say something about that?
So right now I'm currently talking with a young man from Texas, starting pitcher who also had some coaching experience in China and has done some stuff with Texas A&M. He pitched for Texas A&M as well, so a very, very renowned Division I school. So
That's a very rated one.
very high. So at the moment nothing's official, but we're both on agreements that we would like to continue and put some pen to paper and get him out here.
So he wouldn't just be a player, but do you expect him to?
So he's going to be, presuming he comes, he'll be one of our starters and our assistant coach and pitching coach.
Only for the extra league, or do you want him to work?
At the
with it?
moment only for the extra league, because I feel like with the way our youth system is set up, each category already has a fair amount of coaches that they have to their disposal, whereas for us in the extra league, that's what we need. I need some help to give me some relief from what I can do, because I can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, that's right. So do you think that there should be the one is enough, or should we have more? Is there any spot in the lineup that should be?
I think we have a lot of players. I think the one starter is enough for us. So I don't think we need more foreigners than that.
All right, that's good. Let's move on to another one. What did you think? What did you do during the lockdown? It's a hard time right now with the COVID-19 situation. It's taken way longer than probably everybody expected. It's getting involved in every part of your life, as well as baseball. So what is it you do?
At the very start, I didn't know what to do. So I was stuck at home, literally just chilling out, watching Netflix, and just doing some very basic home workouts. And then once things kind of eased up again and we were able to move around a bit more freely, I was back outside, walking around a little bit more and trying to enjoy being outside as much as I could and do what I could. But these days it's a lot of Netflix.
A lot of Netflix, yeah, that's right. Zero?
Like in the spring one, it basically didn't affect me that much. I was practicing as much as I could, but I just wasn't running as I would we had the normal practices. So that's the only thing in spring that was bad outcome. But in this one it's really tough. You know, I'm like, I don't like the home workouts, so
Me either.
I try to be active as I can, but I don't feel like I'm doing enough. It's a lot of gaming on PC and stuff like that.
What do you play?
I play a lot of games, but the main ones are probably Counter-Strike.
Good old Counter-Strike?
Yeah. And Rome Total War is a game that I like now.
You're not a gamer, Scotty?
Not a gamer.
Not a gamer at all?
Not at all.
Do you watch any? I don't know, like for example, the ABL go?
I watch
Okay.
highlights every now and then. It's always nice to see a lot of friends from back home who I grew up playing against, playing in the top league in Australia now.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who actually were here
Yeah.
last year, a couple of years ago. You know,
Hey,
Fischemel and Mensch, Boof.
Yeah, oh yeah. The ABL has done a really great job of bringing in amazing talent from the US, whether they're affiliated talent or independent level talent. And then Australian players have also done a really great job of being able to come over to Europe and show off their talents in Czech Republic, Germany, France, you know, all around Europe, which is great.
Yeah, I think almost all the Australians that were really exceptional players. Like I don't recall anyone from Australia that was a great player.
Oh, I got one though. I don't want to mock anyone.
I think he was American.
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't think that anyone from Australia was bad. Everyone was like really exceptional from Australia.
Yeah, I would say so. Life is not just about baseball, so well,
It's not.
It isn't. It isn't. Maybe it's new for you, but what do you do if you're not on the field, if you're not practicing? I know you're a firefighter, so
Yeah,
what's the deal with that? Is it easy to combine those two, or
I wouldn't say easy, but I think it's one of the better jobs for baseball because I have a lot of free time for practices. Like
what is your work schedule?
the work schedule is you work on shifts, one day, 24 hours, and then you have 48 hours basically free. So in that 24 hours, if you have game, it's not great, but you still have the free 2 days, so you can like practice more than others who have, well, I don't know, ends up like at 6 p.m. So they have just some time till the light is out. So I think it's one of the better jobs for playing baseball.
From where did the idea come from?
I
How
had
did you realize that you want to be a firefighter?
I had the idea in the back of my head for a long time. I just didn't know if I was like good enough for it. So, but then one day I was just like, let's just go try it, and they took me, and I'm there ever since. It's not that long ago. It's like I think it's 14 months or maybe 15 months. I'm a firefighter, so it's not that long, but I really like the job, and I think I will be there for a long time.
And I know that you are on the training camp right now.
Yeah.
So how is it there? What is the deal there?
The training camp is tough because it's not in Prague, and we got it postponed a couple of times because of the COVID. So, but right now I'm there. I have 7 weeks to go, and hopefully I can get it without another postponed.
But is it like those are great home workouts you do there?
Yeah,
Can substitute that.
Yeah, I was like, when they closed the gym a month ago, I was like, what I'm gonna do. But now I have this training, and it's pretty hard. So it's a great substitute for workouts.
At least something.
Yeah, at least something for this.
Alright, Scotty, I know you're a good golfer. Definitely better than me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, baseball's my full-time job. So when I do have some free time, I'm either generally in the gym, or if I have enough of it, I do like to try and get out into the golf course and play as much as I can. I'm obviously nowhere near as good as what I'd like to be.
But for the people who know golf, what is your handicap?
At the moment, 17. So it's fluctuating.
Which is really good.
It's all right. It's been up and down.
What was the best one for you?
15.5, I think it was when I was at my best. And then I had a couple of bad tournaments that raised it up a bit. But I know I'm not going to make any money out of it. But so it's just for fun. But me being as competitive as I am, I'm always looking to try and do as best I can.
And is it like you use it for relief? That if you're stressed, you're just gonna go on the course and
definitely
clear your mind.
It's definitely one of those things that I can use as a stress relief and really take my mind away from the diamond, away from any problems going on at home or in Australia or with players. But yeah, it's something that I can really kind of put everything aside and just do that.
Do you know what Mara has handicap?
I've never actually played with Mara. I've played with Barry, and unfortunately Barry's beaten me twice. only by I think 1 or 2 strokes each round.
Well, so he's not playing anymore. He's not gonna get a spot in the lineup. Or if he beats you in the golf, he doesn't have a spot in the lineup.
He's got one more chance. let me win so he can play.
If we're talking about Barry, where do you see him? Hopefully he's gonna get signed for the next year. Because I've seen some info that there are already talks about when the season's gonna start. It should be a little bit later, but not by much. So this season should be pretty much, as always, regular. So
With
what
all the minor
about
leagues?
Barry?
With all the minor leagues?
I think so. I'm not sure about that, but
what I heard was that the minor league spring training isn't going to start until Major League and AAA have finished spring training and left, which would
so
probably
it's gonna be divided like first the AAA Major League guys and then
that's
the rest of the minor leagues.
from what I understand. But I mean, that's just me reading stuff on the internet. And in terms of Barry, I truly think he's talented enough to continue playing affiliated baseball. I really hope that he does get another contract, because I think that he is, and he has a really good chance of making it to the major leagues if he's able to get that opportunity to get back into the system. If he doesn't, I hope that he doesn't play in the Czech Republic. I think he should.
What would be the best option for him? Italy? Netherlands?
If it was Europe, I would say Italy. If it was a completely different country, I would say Japan would probably be another good avenue for him.
Maybe ABL.
ABL's good, but remember
ABL
the season finishes in a month and a half.
And plus they're not playing anymore. The Brisbane Hub is not playing anymore because of the new restrictions in Australia, so it's kind of tough in there. But I would like to briefly go back to the off-season talks. So we already talked about the imports, but those are not the only, or that guy probably, maybe, it's not gonna be the only guy coming to Kotlarka. Who else? Okay, we got some other guys. We can say that.
So at the moment,
Don't be scared there.
No, I just don't know stuff.
At the moment, it looks like we'll get Joko Vavrusha, Dan Riga, Miklas Hanush and Stepan Dupal.
And is it signed or is it just
Not yet.
so
But we've
nothing's on the paper now? As of now.
nothing on paper, but I've had talks with Sabata and we've come to mutual agreements that they are okayed and clear.
Are
to
we
play
gonna
with
send
us.
somebody to Sabat or?
The idea is a work in progress at the moment. There's nothing I can talk about definitively right now since nothing's official.
Alright, so it's gonna be definitely helpful if those guys from Sabat come. They will be good.
Yeah. Having Jurka is always great for us. A national team caliber arm, and then having someone like Dupal come back. Hopefully his
he's gonna be
shoulder
good as well.
is healthy, but from what I've been told, his arm is healthy. He's getting his strength and his velocity back. So if he's able to, he'll be another great asset out of the bullpen for us.
Yeah, and that Dan Rieger, he was the part of the lineup even like 2 years ago.
Having Dan back would be great. Another good left-handed bat. He's pretty versatile. I can put him on corner infield, in the outfield. He can catch a little bit, so he's a great piece to add for some versatility. And then again, same with Miklas Hanush.
Yeah, Mickey is one of the, as we talked about Ben Morgan being our top prospect.
Yeah.
Then Mickey Hanush is definitely
And
Sabat's.
Mickey's one of those kids who's going to be a future star for Czech baseball, and I know he has aspirations to go play college as well. Which so this year will be especially good for him and beneficial for him to continue to play at the highest level of baseball in the country.
Yeah, it would be great he's gonna get to talk to guys who actually were there on college. So he's gonna hopefully can get ready for his own experience. Alright, so that was Kotlarka. Do we know something about other teams?
You want to start?
It's some sneaky information, or I just heard that Peter Cech is. I heard two things. Either he's going to Hiroshi or Arrows, but looks like he's going to Arrows, which is
That's what they said at the Baseball Czech Gala, which was a great event by the way.
Yeah, I watched it, but it's pretty surprising to me. I didn't think that Peter Cech will be switching teams, but
I mean, it would make sense that this transfer would mean that it's maybe his last season.
yeah, but
Maybe.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting who they're gonna put there, because now they have Voják, Cech, and Jabu, like three really good catchers. So let's see how they will put them around the field.
Yeah, and then we know the guys from Jablonec, they all from Eagles, they all go back. They all go back there. Marklub is going to college, so
Is he?
he's not gonna be here for the most of the season. But Výbora brothers, Zdeněk Machečka.
I think it's gonna be really tough for Eagles. They lost a lot of players. Like the Výbora brothers played really good this season,
Yeah, those are all
and Marklub.
starting lineup guys.
It's a huge setback for them. So it's pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to see how they will play, because I think they lost like really good players. So we will see how they will play, and also how Jablonec will play.
Yeah, it's not gonna be bad.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for these new teams to see how does it look there. Like I played in Jablonec the second league, but it was, I don't know, like at least 6 years ago. So I'm kind of looking forward to go on new field, new town, and
Let's give it a shot. What's the expectation for the new teams, Jablonec and Hluboká? Where do you think they will finish after the 2021 regular season?
Oh.
Is it just a guess?
I think Hluboká should do fairly well this year, because they do have a fair few guys that have extra league experience. They've got some money to potentially buy some quality imports as well. So I think a lot of their success will hinge on if imports are going to be allowed this year or not. But I think they will be an exciting team to watch. And I think Jablonec might be a bit more surprising than what some people are giving them credit for.
Yeah, I think as well. I think the Luboka will make the top 6, and I think Jablonec will be really close to making it, and maybe even make it. I think both of the teams will be really good. Let's see if they will be able to beat Trebic and Blansko, because Trebic and Blansko are getting better every year, especially Trebic, and Trebic has always like a lot of imports and like good imports. So let's see if they are able to beat them.
Trebic will be interesting this year. They've got Jeff Bartow back, and he's going to coach them.
Yeah, but they lost Loke.
But then they lost Loke.
That's
It's already
pretty
announced.
huge.
Yeah.
So basically, their best player.
But we can't discredit Bartow because when he was here 3 years ago, he
For
had
Roshi.
Yeah,
Roshi.
he started the way that Roshi are working right now, which is for me it's a good way. So
and
He
he
started off.
had one of the best ERAs in the league as well,
Yeah, and he was closing the games, right?
starting and closing.
Starting and closing, yeah.
so it's gonna be interesting to see even what Roshi
Yeah.
Yeah, Roshi,
are gonna do.
I want to see Roshi because I think they will have more players coming their way. So I want to see how the team will look like at the start of the season. Because now, they have Loke, but I think they have some more players already signed, or no?
Roshi?
Yeah.
I don't think so. There are a lot of talks going on with Roshi and a lot of like background stories right now, but the only thing that is signed and has been announced is Lukáš Loch transferring to Roshi.
Also, I think they will still have the Alexander Derhak and Hassi,
And John Hussey,
which is
great.
great duos, and I think they will improve the team a lot.
That's gonna be quite interesting to see
Yeah.
what they manage to do with what they have and how can they get better throughout the season.
Mhm.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you. If you want to say something to the fans, this is the point.
Is that?
Come down to Marquetta and come watch some Kotlarka baseball. Come drink some Matushka beer and enjoy a day out in the sun.
Yeah, come just as much as you can. Just enjoy the day on the sun and watch some ball during it. I think it's really great to see if the Marquetta is basically packed, especially for the playoff games. It's really nice to see the fans showing up there.
Okay, so thank you guys for coming here. Děkuji i fanouškům Kotlářky a lidem, co si tohle z toho poslechli. Děkuji taky pivovaru Matuška, pivo je výborný. A doufám, že se uvidíme příští sezónu na hřišti a že si konečně užijeme nějaký ten pořádný baseball.